Good evening and welcome in, everybody. We got Paulie B up in the house saying, "Hey there, legend. You're a legend, my man. Much love. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope traveling has been fun for you, my man." Paulie B has a pretty cool job. He gets to travel all over North America and do some pretty cool things. So we always love to see it when he stops and say hello. But welcome in, everybody. We are here for another evening of racing from Flat Out Racing North America, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see on the screen here, these are races that were ran last night. We did the Elite Division live last night here on GT45 Gaming. We're now going to be moving into that Pro Division, that green one, right in the middle there, as you can see on the Blue Moon graphic that says Sunday. So this race is ran 2 hours after the Elite race, and the reason why these aren't done via live is because, well, the broadcaster races in the Pro Division. So, can't live broadcast and race at the same time. We haven't figured out how to clone me yet. So until that day, we got to do it this way, ladies and gentlemen. So what can we say? AM Division race was fantastic. Big grid there. We had Elite Division 2 as well that had an absolutely just blazing fast race here around Blue Moon Infield A. And the one thing I can definitely tell you right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, qualifying for our Pro Division was from first to 12th place, 0.7 of a second difference. So the field is super tight here tonight at Blue Moon Infield A. It should be a pretty incredible race here. Again, we had some updates in the game recently that tends to unstable the lobbies for the first week or so after the updates. So we could see a little bit of lagging from some of the cars. We could hear some rubber banding sounds again potentially. So don't panic, ladies and gentlemen. It is okay. It's just a part of the deal we do here at Gran Turismo 7. So welcome in. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. And sponsors here are GTR Simulators and Apex Racing, ladies and gentlemen. And our overlay package that we see throughout the stream, of course, provided by High Pre Graphics. Absolute legend that gentleman is, making this stuff look so good. Tim A, what's up, Joe? How you doing, my man? Joe coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, much love. Appreciate it. All right, so this is a via rebroadcast, ladies and gentlemen, but again, at the end of the race, like we did last week, we will try to see if we can get our drivers in for some live interviews at race's end. I believe we're going to have all three of our guys here from Pro Division tonight live for interviews, so we'd love to see that. Hey, what's up, Corey? How you doing, my dude? Still haven't adjusted the moderator buttons. I'm a busy guy, dude, man. I'll get to it, I promise. Maybe remind me. Maybe remind me. Might need a little help on that one. Ian coming in with the share, Joe coming in with the like. Yeah, that's all popped up for now. All right, so we're just gonna go check the stream real quick on all the channels, make sure everything's running properly. It appears to be the case. Corey coming in with the heart as well, Ian with the heart, and Paul coming in with the heart as well. That's why I'm not getting. Okay. So. We, round 3, Blue Moon Infield A. Last week we saw the runners around Alsace Village, and we've seen some different podium finishers in round 2 compared to round 1. So I guess what can we expect to see here in round 3? We've seen Cheater Tom, Jay Stewart, and can't quite remember the other driver who finished on the podium last week, but let's see who does it this week. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a 40-lap race here ahead of us tonight. So we're going to talk a little bit about the drawing a blank race details and what to expect to see during our race here, and then we'll get right into it. So the drivers are required to use racing medium and racing soft tires, ladies and gentlemen, and that means that the drivers will have to make at least one pit stop. Anthony coming with that like and that share as well. Much love, my dude. Appreciate you, Anthony. I'm not on the drivers list just because we don't have the updated drivers list yet, my man. That's why. I'm sure our media guy will be on it when he has the next available chance. This is last week's driver's list as well, so again, driver's list is in front, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting distracted here. Let's get back focused on the task at hand, and that's racing here, ladies and gentlemen. So I apologize. Real life work is hectic, and I'm literally having to rush home to go live here. So My brain is a little scattered. It'll come to me, I promise. As soon as the action starts, it'll definitely happen. Racing medium, racing soft tires required. No mandatory pit stops or a pit window per se for these drivers. But again, having to use 2 different compounds of tires, it is going to require these drivers to at least stop 1 time. Hey, good luck to all the drivers. Appreciate you, my dude. Hey, let's go, Corey. All right, we got some fans up in the YouTube for Corey here, and we'll explain that a little bit more in just a second. 3 times tire wear and 4 times fuel consumption. Other way around. Yeah, we'll just go with it. So the drivers are going to have a little bit of work to do here. Now, strategy talk, I mean, it's going to be the same story, I think, here all season long for each of these races. There are really 2 viable strategies at play, and of course, it's going to be a 1-stop versus a 2-stop. The 1-stop strategy is a very elongated medium tire stint. Drivers have to be a little bit conscious of fuel, saving fuel, but still try to maintain a very reasonable pace. 2-stop strategy being a medium stint, usually a little bit longer the 3 stints that you are going to run, and then 2 shorter soft tire stints. Sometimes the drivers will start on soft, go to medium, and then finish with soft. Sometimes the drivers will start on mediums and go soft. All depends really where they start in the grid. Typically depends on how a driver decides what tires they are going to start on here. So 2 different strategies at play. We did see the 1-stop strategy prove very viable in the amateur division with the Mercedes. We did see the 1-stop strategy prove to be absolutely the top strategy in the elite division as well. Last night we seen our top 2 drivers with Cardinal and MSP run that 1-stop strategy, and then of course our 3rd place finisher right behind Risky Replicant coming in the first of the 2-stop drivers. So very equal strategies, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Really, it comes down to what each of the drivers feel more comfortable with throughout their testing. Of course, their tuning and their practice, talking to their crew chiefs, their mechanics, in between sessions, and sorting out what the best strategy for each driver is on the racetrack. So we did see a driver get moved up from, I believe it was Pro Am 1 to our Pro Division here this week as well, and that is THG's Corey GT35. You do not see him on this list because he just got promoted up there about a day before race day. So the driver has proven to be just a little bit too quick in the eyes of the staff at Flat Out Racing North America. Figure that he doesn't belong in the he's a little too quick for the division he's based in, and they moved him up into, of course, the faster pro lobby here. So it's going to be interesting to see how that driver handles. We've seen this a couple times this season where the drivers get very limited amount of time of practice, and they got to completely adjust, relearn a car, and do it all over again. So it's going to be interesting to see how Corey does here tonight in the pro race. But without too much more delay, we do need to get the show on the road so we can try and stay on schedule for the podium interviews. 40 laps around Blue Moon Infield A tonight here, ladies and gentlemen, with our Pro Division. And on pole here tonight is KCR Nieder, so extra point here for Nieder. ATK Streeter Tom is going to come in 2nd place. And speaking of Corey GT35, he is going to sit third on the grid here after a really good qualifying run. Jay Stewart's going to come here in 4th. We got Bar 27 in 5th. We've got Method Jr. in 6th. We've got Pork in 7th. We've got Apex's Badass in 8th. We've got Pickles in 9th. We've got Freak in 10th. We've got Ghost 45 in 11th. We've got Serturo in 12th and Yoni in 13th. And yeah, interesting looking grid here again. 1 to 12, ladies and gentlemen, in qualifying, 7/10 split between 1st and 12th place. So that is going to be absolutely incredible come race time. And we're going to kick this off here for everybody in about 15 seconds. No, it's the Corey. No, we fixed it. It's now THG Corey. Appreciate you, Tron. Hope you're having a good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, kick them tires, light them fires. It is time to go racing. Let's get it on. All right, so we got 3, 4, 5 reds. Just wait for that green. Engines are revving. Drivers are ready. Here we go. Green, 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 green. And the drivers are off, and looks like we get a pretty clean start here from all our drivers, so great stuff. All right. Let's get up the road here. We got them 2-3 wide coming into T1. Here we go. Nieder's going to hold the lead coming into the first corner here. We do have Stewart coming around. We don't have any game audio. No, we do. All right. Corey coming into 2nd place. Jay Stewart moving up into 3rd place to get tucked right in behind Corey here. We have Cheater Tom in 4th place. We've got Bar 27 in 5th. We've got Method in 6th. So not too many position changes here so far. As we get through the mid-pack, as we come through this infield sector here, this is very, very tricky sector. And it looks like these guys are handling it quite well here. All single file as we come through into the first hairpin here. We're going to stick on the middle of the pack here for a minute. And we're going 3 wide around corners. 3 here laid forward, ladies and gentlemen, and they survive. Cheater Tom looks like he lost out a couple of positions there out of that battle as Pork and Method move up there in that 3 wide battle. Bar 27 losing a position there now to Method Jr. Method Jr. moving up the grid very quickly. Our top 3 drivers just coming around that first. Ooh, and Bar 27 taking that corner on. Maybe a little contact there, but getting into the wall. So that's going to slow that driver down here for a bit. Cheater Tom here, he's got a 5-second penalty there. So big penalty there for Cheater Tom. And not sure what that penalty is for, but it is definitely significant penalty here, so that is going to hurt his race start, but we have 39 more laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of time for these drivers to catch back up. Pickles here in 6th place against Streeter Tom. Now he's going to drop down the field quickly here when he has to serve that penalty, so we do see Apex's Badass and Tattooed Freak now starting to move around him here. They are stuck on the outside here, so Streeter Tom is going to defend the inside part of that corner. Obviously, he has position to do so, so definitely his right here. We got a great battle happening in mid-pack here. We see Tattoo Freak just getting ahead of Streeter Tom there, and Sir Churro here in 10th place, very, very close behind. We've got Ghost 45 and Yanni here in 12th and 13th place, just behind this group, and Bar 27 having a rough start to his night here, as he's just turning that car around here. So hopefully Bar 27 can just get things settled down behind the wheel of that car there and get that thing moving back around the track again. And, you know, it doesn't take much to make a mistake here at infield Blue Moon Infield A. I keep getting that wrong this week. You hit a curb and it's grass on the other side of the curb. So if you push this a little too hard and you go to use that curb on exit, you can push it a little too far and catch a little bit of grass. And that's all it's going to take to spin these Jags around again. Very, very tail happy on these cars. And when they lose traction, boy, oh boy, they want to turn. So drivers just have to be on point watching where those back tires are on this racetrack. It is a very tight racetrack. There's not a lot of runoff room here for these drivers. So Nieder in the lead still. Corey in 2nd place. We got Jay Stewart in 3rd with Method chasing here in 4th place. We've got Pork in 5th. We have Ricardo here in Mr. Pickles in 6th place. Apex's Badass and Tattooed Freak here in 7th and 8th place. And teammates just chilling behind each other there, trying to catch up the group in front. Very nice stuff there. Sir Churro here coming around in 9th. We've got Ghost 45 now up in 10th, just a little bit off these guys. We got Yanni and Streeter Tom here. Streeter Tom serving that 5-second penalty, so that dropped him all the way down to the back of the pack, unfortunately, there for him. So he is battling with Yanni here right now to try and get that position back. And let's see what happens as we come into the final corner. I'm assuming he's going to try and get a run on him here and make the move into turn 1, and that is the case. He got a really good exit out of the corner there, and he's just able to drive down the inside of Yanni there. And Streeter Tom back up into P11 after that 5-second penalty there. Bar 27 here still rounding out her field in 13th place. So on the road, putting in the paces here. But Nieder is the leader of this race. From start to finish, he started on pole, not start to finish, he started on pole and is leading the race so far all the way through. And just as we say that, we see him make a mistake, and Corey is now going to take the lead from Casey Nieder. A little bit of commentator's curse there. My bad, my man. Just as we say, he's looking good there. He's led the race so far from the start there. He makes just a small little mistake, and that allows Corey GT35 to get around here now. So this is the driver that came up from Pro-Am into the Pro division here, and is looking very racy here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So KCR Nieder here now in 2nd place. He's got Jay Stewart and Method Jr. all up in his business here, starting to put some pressure on him here now after that little incident coming out of turn 3 there. Pork in 5th place, and he's got a little bit of a cushion right now. He's not quite on the pack in front, but he doesn't have anybody giving him an immediate pressure, so he can really just focus on locking down some laps here right now on the racetrack to catch that front group. Pickles much in the same position here, trying to chase Pork down a little bit, get a little bit of slipstream, maybe get a little bit of work going between these two cars to push up that front pack. We got Badass and Tattooed Freak here, still nose to tail. Not quite nose to tail now, but still one in front of the other here, and they're working on catching up. Of course, Pickles up in front of them. Sir Churro here, who's in 9th place. He's just behind those two drivers there, and then you can see Ghost 45 and Streeter Tom coming up that front straight right now as we're coming into this infield sector here. So Streeter Tom very quickly trying to make that ground back up after that 5-second penalty. We have Yanni just in behind these two right there in 12th place, and of course Bar 27. A couple early struggles here very early on in the race, but back up the road. Corey in the lead though as we're coming around the final corner here, second last corner essentially I guess, but the real last final hard corner here at Blue Moon Infield A. And he's now on this very high speed run through the start finish line coming into turn 1 here. Now interesting corner is turn 1. It's a very hard banking when you're coming into it. You're under braking and then it just flattens right out. Can really unsettle these race cars if not done properly. You can see a little wiggle there from Corey as he comes into the entry there, but handling it very well. Jay Stewart is still there in third. Method taking a little bit of a look on the outside of Jay Stewart there, and maybe a little battle brewing here for third and fourth place between these two drivers. Jay Stewart showing good pace. Method slowly reeling him in here though. Maybe going to try and make a move on this driver for third place here in the near future, so we'll be keeping our eye on that the best we can. We have Pork here in 5th place. We got Vic coming in with that little thumbs up. Much love, my dude. Ricardo Pickles here in 6th. Of course, Badass in 7th here. He's right on the back of Pickles coming into this hairpin corner here. Let's see if anything progresses out of this coming out of this corner. Again, we probably won't see too much of a move here unless Pickles leaves an opportunity there. And you see Badass took a look there, but there wasn't the room there for him, so he just backs out and he gets right back on the road and right back on the tail of Pickles here coming out of this corner. Loses a little bit of time to get it back out there coming into the double apex, but he does have his teammate right there behind that. Again, continue to work together to push up the racetrack here, but Badass is gaining some good steam on Pickle Rick here. Ricardo Pickles on screen, ladies and gentlemen, and potentially going to maybe think about making a move here. I don't think he can do it from here. He's a little too far back coming into turn 1, so he'll probably work on gaining up to the backside of Ricardo Pickles here through the infield sector, and then maybe try to make that move coming back on that front straightaway again. Tattooed Freak in 8th with Sir Churro chasing in 9th. We now have Streeter Tom who's gotten around Ghost 45, and we just missed that battle there actually, as he looks like he's just gotten around Ghost 45 here for 10th place. So Streeter Tom now trying to chase down Sir Churro, and Ghost 45 just trying to tuck right into that, right into the slipstream of that driver there, and just try to chase him right around the racetrack and grab some positions himself while he's on it. Yoni here in 12th place and Bar 27 here in 13th. He is slowly, I think, starting to make his way around. He has now probably made a pit stop, and would assume he had some damage. That was a bit hard hit to the outside wall we seen in the first lap there. So, and we do have Corey GT35 here in first place. So our second leader of the race, but Nieder has not let him get away here at all. So Casey Dar's Nieder is right on his tail here, and he's just like, buddy, I might have made that mistake, but that doesn't mean that you're just going to drive away from me here. So Nieder is just reeling him in little bit by little bit here every time around each corner. Jay Stewart chasing these guys. He's kind of starting to close in on this group here as well for the lead. And of course, he's bringing Method Jr. with him right in tow. So potential four-way battle for the lead developing here. Very early on in the race, we're only 8 of 40. So we're not even a quarter of the way through this race already yet. And these drivers are already thinking about, should I make it now? Should I wait? Should I just stay in behind? Should I save a little more fuel? We have Ricardo Pickles here, and he's under fire by the Apex boys here. Tattooed Freak and Badass. Badass in 7th here chasing, and Pickle Rick, of course, doing a really great job here, just keeping those two behind him currently. You can see Badass taking a little bit of a shorter line, looking for a little bit of a run there on Ricardo Pickles, and it's going to come down to this final corner. It always does. That final corner really does make or break your lap, essentially, because if you get it wrong, you just don't come up with very good exit speed. You're going to lose a ton of time up this long run. And of course, turn 1 very important as well. If you don't get turn 1 right, it just sets you up for making up time all the way around the racetrack at that point. But these drivers very on point here tonight. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the qualifying for this race is super close. So we should expect to see some super close racing from these guys here tonight. And we might be seeing a move here as Badass takes a look inside. Not quite able to get the job done, but Badass deciding, no, you know what? I think I got the pace. I want this position, so battle on. He does tuck back in behind Pickle Rick. Is he going to go defensive here? He is not. Badass didn't take the opportunity there. Quite interesting. Interesting. He may try to take him on this front straightaway here. We're going to stick with this battle just momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a battle brewing between first and second and third and fourth here too as well, which we're going to go take a look at here real shortly. But currently right now, just watching this, maybe not wanting that position as badly as it appeared to be on the track there. I think Badass just seen that maybe he had an opportunity and tried to get around, but It's just obviously opting not to battle any more than necessary on the racetrack here. Serturo in 9th. Streeter Tom still chasing. He is starting to close up on Serturo here. We have Yanni in 11th. Ghost 45 here in 12th, and Bar 27 in 13th. So let's get back up front. We do have KCR Nieder back in the lead of this race now, and I thought something was brewing up front there. We were just a little late, but Corey trying to respond here. Nieder almost getting the exit of that corner wrong again. So maybe a mental note for THG's Corey GT35 to keep in the memory bank there, as Nieder seems to be really pushing the limits in turn 3. There could be opportunity to make an easy pass for this driver if he can't find his way around. Great battle here between first, second, and third and fourth place. Jay Stewart really starting to close up on these guys here now, as our top 3 drivers are only within about 1.2 seconds apart from each other here. Again, Corey just tucked in that slipstream there, and he's just, and Nieder's going in for an early pit here, so interesting strategy. All right, looking like a 2-stop strategy coming from KCR Nieder here tonight. Jay Stewart opting to stay out, now moving up into second place. That puts Method into third. Pork moving up into fourth. Nieder still in pit lane. Pickles going around one more time. That puts him up into fifth. We see Badass pitting. We see Tattooed Freak pitting as well. We see Sir Churro also coming into pit. What is Yanni going to do here? So some 2-stop strategies definitely happening. About half the pack, they're all pitting. Yanni's going to go around again. Bar 27 now up into 12th place here. And Ghost 45 has made a pit a lap earlier already, so 2-stop strategy looking like for this driver as well. But Corey in the lead after that pit stop from Nieder there, so we're going to see some 2-stop versus 1-stop strategies here in this Pro Division tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. Third on the grid, go Corey. Hey. Jay Stewart in second place, so you can see him really utilizing that corner there. Every little bit of spare room that he could get coming into the entry of that corner, he took there. That gave him a really good exit and allowed him to gain just a little bit of time there on the leader, Corey GT35. But he did bring Method with him. Method has been on point here today, and he is right there in the thick of this battle for these podium positions. And again, he's going to go out a little bit wider here. Should give him a good run. It does seem like that allowed him to close a little bit closer on Jay Stewart up in front there. So great stuff by our front 3 drivers here so far in our Pro Division tonight in round 3. We have Pork just behind these guys in 4th place. He hasn't necessarily lost a pace. He's still got him in eyesight. Ricardo Pickle still in 5th place. Now a little bit of breathing room with Badass and Tattooed Free pitting just that last lap there, so he's got a little bit of clean air and a little bit of breathing space. He doesn't have that immediate pressure sitting on his tail end here. We have Streeter Tom coming around here now. He's moved back up into 6th place after that big 5-second penalty at the beginning of the race there. Yoni in 7th now after these series of pit stops have been made. We have Nieder up into 8th. We have Tattoo Freak in 9th. We have Badass in 10th. We've got Bar 27 here in 11th. We've got Serturo in 12th place. Closing in on Bar 27 here as well. And Ghost 45 just coming around into the infield sector here. So he's a little bit behind here currently, these guys on the racetrack. Corey in the lead though. Getting that a little bit wrong, it looked like there. You see that good wiggle come from that car again. And that is a very difficult corner one. You come through there with a very large amount of speed. And the car is very unsettled at times when it comes through that banking into the flats. So we will see a lot of these cars, especially as these tires start to wear down, really wiggle coming around turn 1. But Corey holding strong here in 1st place. Jay Stewart under pressure here from Method. So let's see if Method has enough in him here to get the job done right now. He did take a look inside, but Jay Stewart just covering off the line enough for Method not to get through there. But it does look like Method is maybe on a better tire here at the moment than Jay Stewart. I'm not sure, but he was definitely giving him the business there coming near the end of that infield sector here on lap 13. So Method looking quite solid here in 3rd place so far early on in the race, and sitting currently in 3rd place. We have Pork here in 4th place, and you can see he's really just got to focus on catching those guys up front. I mean, the nearest driver is Pickles, and Pickles is probably about 7 or 8 seconds behind at this point. Pit stops is really separating some of the driver field out here now. Pickles in 5th place as he's coming around turn 1 here. He has no immediate pressure on him either. We have Streeter Tom here in 7th. He's just coming into corner 1, and he's got nobody around him. Nieder here in 7th, and he has Yanni Yanni just on the tail end of him here up in 8th place. So he does have a car in the rearview mirror, but no immediate pressure for this driver either. Yanni here chasing, of course, KCR Nieder up in 7th place there. He's got Tattoo Freak a little bit behind him there, but again, not in that immediate vicinity really to be too worried about where that driver's at currently anyways. We have Badass here in 10th place, just coming in behind Tattoo Freak. So Tattoo Freak must have jumped his teammate there in pit lane a little bit, as there's a little bit of a gap between those drivers. Bar 27 is just coming around the first corner here right now, sitting in 11th. Ooh, you can see him getting a little wiggle coming out of that corner there as well. Serchero is chasing Bar 27 here and trying to close in on him. So little battle potentially brewing here for 11th and 12th place on the grid here as well. And Ghost 45, not too far behind those guys, but definitely behind those guys. It's just coming through the second. We can just watch those two drivers come through. So that is our 13 drivers here in the field so far tonight. And that is about where we're at. Almost midway through the race here, ladies and gentlemen. So Corey GT35 in charge and in command. Method has gotten around Jay Stewart here now, as of course we're going through our grid walkthrough in 2nd place. And Jay Stewart now down into 3rd. So Method has one more spot to try and grab here, and there's no more spots to get up to grid. He just needs to try and hold on to it at that point. So he is definitely moving here tonight. Jay Stewart again in 3rd place. Pork chasing in 4th. So can Pork start to reel Jay Stewart in here now as well? Does he have enough tire to close that gap up on the drivers up in front of him? We have Ricardo Pickles here in 5th place, and we do see Corey coming into pit lane, Jay Stewart coming into pit lane. And you can see on the map they're on different tire compounds as well, ladies and gentlemen. Cheater Tom here in 6th as well, just coming around. We have Nieder coming through the infield sector here in 7th place. He's got quite a gap from the 6th place driver. Tattooed Freak here in 8th place, and Yanni now in 9th. So Badass has got a little bit of separation here from his teammate currently, as Tattooed Freak has made his way around Yanni. Now Badass trying to do much of the same thing here as these two drivers are going around this final corner. Badass is closing up quite quickly on Yanni here as well. So do we see something maybe happen come into this first corner potentially? We do see Badass go up the inside of Yanni here, and he's gonna have the job done before the corner even gets there. So great job by Badass here as he moves up into 9th place, putting Yanni down into 10th. We have Bar 27 making a pit stop here now at lap 15 here as well, and Ghost 45 is going to grab that spot from him as he comes around here on lap 16. So Bar 27 in making a pit stop. Method now up in the lead due to obviously drivers making pit stops here. So Method now leading this race. Lap 17 here, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd race leader of our race here tonight in our Pro Division at Blue Moon Infield A. Pork now up into 2nd place here. We have Ricardo Pickles in 3rd. We've got Streeter Tom coming in 4th place here. So Corey coming around now should leapfrog those two drivers and take 3rd place back from those two drivers, which he does. Fantastic stuff. So Pickles still in pit lane. We still see Streeter Tom in pit lane as well. So Nieder's going to come back up around in 4th. Tattoo Freak is going to come back around in 5th. Stewart is going to come around here in 6th. Badass in 7th. Yoni's going to come around, grab 8th place off these guys. Still in pit lane are both these drivers. Serchero now coming around. Is he going to grab that position as well? He very well may. Yes, so Serchero comes around just ahead of these drivers. Streeter Tom comes out ahead of Pickles, and Ghost 45 just coming in on these two drivers here in 12th place. Ooh, big slide around the corner there. That's what I mean about that car unsettling, ladies and gentlemen. You hit that banking in the corner just wrong, and that's what happens. Huge slide there by Ghost 45. Good job at keeping it underneath him there. Bar 27 here in 13th place, and he is what looks to be under fire by Corey GT35. So Bar 27 currently a lap down on the racetrack right now, but again, once these drivers settle all their 2-stop, 1-stop strategies, all that'll settle back out, and these drivers should all be back on the lead lap. Apex is Badass with fastest lap on track currently halfway, not quite halfway through the race, is a 106.233. Pork in 2nd place, and THG's Corey GT35 chasing, and again he does have Bar 27 to deal with here, so I'm not sure if Bar 27 is technically a lap car due to the pit stops, so This is an interesting situation we're seeing develop here, so let's see how these two guys handle it. And you know what, bar 27, little mistake made there, and I think that caught Corey off guard. Corey wasn't sure what bar was doing there. You see both drivers just kind of hesitate slightly there, but it looked like bar 27 was just going to allow Corey to get around him there. And Corey didn't get the memo or just didn't see what was happening. Maybe, I'm not sure. But it's all sorted out here now. Corey back around bar 27 here, and he is up into third place. So KCR Nieder here in fourth. Tattooed Freak very close behind here in fifth place. He's starting to close up on Nieder as well. Badass has now moved up into sixth place here. So Jay Stewart dropping down into seventh in behind that driver. We've got Yanni in 8th place, looking real good here for Flying Fox today, ladies and gentlemen, is Yanni. We've got Sir Churro here in 9th place with Streeter Tom now back down into 10th. Of course, we've just seen this driver make a pit stop as well as Ricardo Pickles right in behind him here, chasing, following, whatever you want to call it. Right now, looks like chasing, a little bit of chasing, but again, you haven't seen a lot of battling happening from these drivers in the division here so far tonight. These guys realize how close this lobby is. And I think it's just about trying to catch the next guy ahead of you. So Ghost 45 can see those guys on the straightaway here. So there's always hope for these drivers that are falling behind the pace a little bit here when they can see some cars up ahead of them. We got bar 27 here, and he's going to have another driver starting to come in on him here as well. So bar 27 having to deal with some of the lead lap traffic coming around him here. Again, we did see that driver not have the best race start, unfortunately, but it happens to the best of us on the best of days, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes race cars just don't act the way you expect them to or you want them to, and it makes for a tough day out on the racetrack. But Method sure looking like he's got a handle on his Jaguar here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, in first place. So when are we going to see some of these guys start to make their pit stops? We should see these pit stops happening pretty soon. We've got Pork here in second place as well, and Corey in third. So he's got a pretty decent lead on Nieder here in fourth place. Nieder is just catching up to bar 27 here right now. So bar 27 is in the thick of our lead lap cars here right now, as he has Nieder, Tattooed Freak, Badass all bearing down on him here. We have Jay Stewart here in 7th as well. We've got Yanni in 8th. We've got Streeter Tom here now. He's moved up into 9th place. He's found his way around Sir Churro, and now Sir Churro defending against Pickles here. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Streeter Tom and Sir Churro, but both guys continue on. Ooh, not sure what happened to Yanni there, as he looks like he's made a mistake there. He's really slow on the racetrack, so all three of those guys grabbing that position on Yanni. Yanni moving down into P11 here, so I'm not sure what happened to Yanni there. We just missed it, but definitely moving a little slow on the racetrack. Ghost 45 coming around here in 12th place, and bar 27 now in 13th. So Corey getting the race lead back here, as of course our one-stop drivers starting to make their pit stops here. KCR Nieder will take second place back, and he's still having to deal with bar 27 here in front of him. Now, just because this car is a blue flag car, ladies and gentlemen, does not mean this car doesn't have the pace. Again, this lobby is super close in pace, and we're going to see Bar give up position here coming up soon. Now, these guys have caught up to him, so let's see what happens here. Bar is going to allow these guys to go up on the inside here, it looks like. You can see there, Nieder's just flashing the lights, making sure Bar's aware that he's there. Of course, Bar was aware that he was there. Bar's going to go for a little bit of a juicy cutback move there. Again, he does have the pace here, so a little bit of juiciness happened here. Nieder in second. We got Tattooed Freak is just waiting in behind here. He's going to have to work hard to get around bar 27 here. Bar 27 did not make that easy for KCR Nieder as well. And again, we do have drivers on different pit strategies, so driver may not necessarily be a lap down either this early on in the race at this point. So great battling happening here from these pro drivers. They're handling it all quite well. Badass here in fourth place. We got Jay Stewart here in fifth. We've got Method Jr. here in sixth. And he has a gaggle of cars all up in the business right now after he is making his stop. He's got Streeter Tom all in the back end of him. He's got Ricardo Pickles in tow with him as well. We've got Pork just in behind this group here now as well, chasing in 9th. We've got Sir Churro just behind him in 10th. And then we have Yanni and Ghost 45 a little bit further behind these guys. But Ghost 45 is starting to close in on Yanni here. So maybe a little bit of strategy there, or one of these drivers just finally dialed in and is starting to put in some laps, and we're not really sure here. But we're going to show you guys what's going on track fairly soon here. So Corey in the lead still here on lap 22, and he's starting to open a gap up on the rest of the field here now. So KCR Nieder is probably about 6-7 seconds behind. Of course, he was battling with Bar 27 there for a while to get around. We've seen Tattoo Freak now get around that driver as well. Badass has gotten around that driver. Jay Stewart, Pickles, Method, Streeter, Tom Pork, Sir Churro, Yanni Ghost. Everybody gotten around. So Bar making a pit stop, I'm assuming. So that should be this driver's final stop of the race here, I would guess. So once we see the next round of pit stops all kind of settle out, we're going to have a better idea of how many drivers are actually officially a lap down at this point. KCR Nieder is in second place here with Tattooed Freak very close behind in third. He's got his teammate Badass right back there in tow again. So Apex Racing looking very solid here tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. We have Jay Stewart here in fifth place, Ricardo in sixth. And we see a battle between Streeter Tom and Method Jr. here for 7th and 8th place. So, some great battling happening. Pickle Rick was behind these guys last time we were there. He's now in front of this pack. Streeter Tom's still right in the, now tucked into the middle, and Method Jr. kind of losing out big time there, dropping down 2 spots. So, Pork, that's allowed Pork to really start to close up on this battle, and Sir Churro as well. We have Ghost 45 coming into pit lane here. And we also have Yanni in pit lane here, so both those drivers making pit stops. One has significantly more fuel than the other one, and Bar 27 coming around should grab that position from both those drivers. And he does as he comes around here in 11th place. So still in pit lane getting gas, still getting gas. So those two drivers look like they're settling in for the long haul here. We've got Corey in first place, and again, just trying to keep that gap nice and juicy between him and KCR Nieder right now on track. We have Tattooed Freak in third place as well, and he's starting to close in on Nieder a little bit here. Badass right behind, and Bar 27 still in between Apex Tattoo Freak and, of course, Apex is Badass here right now. So Jay Stewart in 5th place. We have Ricardo Pickles here in 6th. We've got ATK Streeter Tom in 7th. Chasing Pickles down here. Method trying to chase those two back down in 8th place, and Pork is right on his back bumper now. So Method now is starting to get some pressure from Pork here, and Sir Churro is still right there chasing these guys down as well. Bar 27, who's come up into 11th place now with some pit stops for some of these drivers. We've got Yanni, who's just coming around the final corner of the infield sector here, and Ghost 45 very close behind him here as well. So still, drivers all very close to each other here so far on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see that. That's what it's all about here, Flat Out Racing North America. Again, sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing. And again, I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Corey coming in with that share. Much love, my dude. Nolander coming in with that like as well. So, THG's Corey, GT35, in command of this race here. And I guess we can all understand why he got moved up from Pro-Am lobby. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, as this driver's clearly showing pace here in this Pro Division. KCR Nieder in 2nd place. Tattooed Freak all up in his business here now. So it's going to be very interesting to see what develops. If the battle develops here, if Tattooed Freak's just going to chill, play safe here for now, just not let this driver get away from him, and think about maybe a later race strategy. But very content just to be in 3rd place right now. Teammate Badass right behind in 4th, and Jay Stewart on his tail here in 5th. So we're definitely seeing some driving, very close driving here by our drivers. We got Badass coming into pit lane. Corey also coming into pit lane. Cheater Tom down to 8th. Pork is in 9th. We've got Bar 27 up into 10th here now, so he's gotten around Sir Churro. Sir Churro is in 11th, Ghost 45 in 12th, and Yanni here rounding out our field today in 13th. So, about 26 laps into the race, ladies and gentlemen. We'll let you guys have one more little peek-see as we go through our field here. Looking good, Corey. Hey, facts. Nieder in 2nd place now with the race lead after Corey pitting, of course. Tattooed Freak is going to grandfather right up into 2nd place with that pit stop. Jay Stewart now up into 3rd, of course, with Badass pitting just ahead of him there as well. That puts Pickles back up into 4th place. That puts Method up into 5th here. Streeter Tom in behind in 6th with Pork chasing in 7th. That puts Corey out in 8th place after his pit stop. Apex Badass comes out in 9th. Bar 27 still holding pretty strong here in 10th place. We have Sir Churro in 11th. We have Ghost 45 in 12th, and Yanni here in 13th. So Interesting. Lap 27, we got a couple drivers looking like they're a couple laps down here, actually, so interesting. But again, all our drivers have not done their final pit stops here yet today as well, so that looks like 2 drivers for sure are at least a lap down, potentially 3. So Jay Stewart moving up into second place here as Tattooed Freak comes into pit lane. Pickles back up into P3 now. We have Method moving up into 4th with Streeter Tom behind into 5th, of course, with those pit stops being made. Pork moves up into 6th with the round of pit stops. That puts Corey up into 7th place, and Tattooed Freak still in pit lane here, getting some fuel in that car. He's just coming out now. Where is he going to come out in comparison to his teammate Badass? He's going to come out just in front of Badass, so Badass coming around here in 9th. Bar 27 here in 10th place, and it looks like he's got Jay Stewart on his tail here. We have Sir Churro in 11th place here as well, doing a really fantastic job here. Ghost 45 in 12th place. Losing the back of the pack here, and Yoni in 13th. So Nieder now in pit lane. So that's going to give Jay Stewart the race lead here. And that is now going to be, what, our fourth race leader here tonight in the Pro Division so far. So Jay Stewart now going to take the race lead here. And he, as you guys can see on screen, he's got a little bit yet before he's got to pit, but it does look like he is going to have to pit one more time. So Jay Stewart potentially having to make another pit stop. Pickles in second place here. Is he going to have to pit again? We've got Method in third place. Shouldn't have to pit. We've seen him make 2 stops here. We've got Streeter Tom in 4th. Pork in 5th. We have Nieders come back out in 6th place, just ahead of Corey in 7th place here. So interesting. Tattooed Freak in 8th with teammate Badass in 9th, just behind. Bar 27 here in 10th place. You can see Jay Stewart's just gotten around him there. We have Sir Churro in 11th, and Ghost 45 in 12th, and Yoni in 13th. So our current race leader is Jay Stewart. He's going to go around again here, ladies and gentlemen. So, and you can see him getting a little bit out of sorts there again, coming out of corner 1, not banking to that just hard, flat surface. It's really hard on these cars, and it really does upset these cars. I mean, these cars are coming in at about 160 to 163 miles per hour before they're braking into that corner. So, these guys in these Jaguars are absolutely flying into corner 1 at the end of that very fast straightaway. So you can understand why it would unsettle these race cars a little bit, having such a huge bank going into just a pure flat surface. Just completely unsettling the center of these race cars. And these Jaguars have a tendency to have the back end of the cars really want to go flying out on you, especially when they get unstable like that. So you see these drivers keep these cars under control under those very tough circumstances. It just shows how good these guys are behind the wheel here in this Pro Division. Corey in 5th place with Tattooed Freak again in 6th now. So pit stops are all starting to cycle through here now, so we should be able to find out which drivers are still on the lead lap and which drivers are not. We have Jay Stewart coming in for a pit stop here right now as well, so our leader is in the pit lane. Bar 27 here still holding down that final top 10 spot here in the race tonight. We have Sir Churro in 11th place with Ghost 45 in 12th, and Yoni here in 13th. So Yoni is down 2, Ghost is down 1, Sir Churro and Bar are down... No, they are still on the lead lap, those drivers. Alright, so everybody is on the lead lap. Everything is squared away here now. The live timing has fixed itself, so we actually don't have any drivers a lap down technically. So all that battling we did see from Bar 27 with quote-unquote lead lap traffic was in case proper battling, as it was not technically lap traffic at the time due to rotation of pit stops. So again, that just goes to show the experience from all these drivers in this Pro Division. They know the situation on the racetrack in the middle of these racing battles and understand what's going on. So really great job by all the drivers here in the Pro Division here in round 3. Pork in 2nd place. Method Jr. has a very nice tidy gap here right now on Pork, about 4 to 5 seconds. So he's really got to just try and work on opening that gap a little bit more and then just maintaining that gap. Nieder is in 3rd place here, so he's coming around, and he hasn't lost these guys by any stretch of the imagination yet either. So this is far, far from over potentially here at the front of the pack. We have Corey here in 4th place, just tucked right in behind KCR's Nieder. We have Stewart in 5th place, chasing these guys down. So you can see this is still a fairly close race here for the front half of the pack, really, essentially. Tattooed Freak in 6th, and Badass, of course, still in tow in behind in 7th here. We have Streeter Tom in 8th place from Team ATK, of course, ATK Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen. Ricardo Pickles here in 9th with Bar 27, still holding down that 10th place, but it does look like it is Sir Churro is starting to close in on Bar 27 a little bit here. Ghost 45 still holding tight in 12th place there, and Yanni's still putting his paces as well in 13th. So all our drivers still on track here as well, as we're 3/4 of the way through our race here, ladies and gentlemen. And since we're at that point, let's throw some stuff up here for everybody real quick. Coming into round 3, this is our standings as of round 2 at Alsace Village, ladies and gentlemen. We do have Sir Churro leading the charge here with 39 points. KCR Nieder with 38. We have Badass with 35 in 3rd place. Jay Stewart very close behind in 4th with 34. We have Streeter Tom in 5th with 32. We have Ricardo Pickles with 23. Bar 27 in 7th with 21. Doug in 8th with 19. Pork in 10th with 15, and Yanni rounding out, in 9th is Pork. Yanni rounding out the top 10 here with 14 points. You can see the rest of the drivers there still working on gaining some points here. So that is where our standings sit coming into this round. And as you can see, we are with our race leader here, Method Jr. And he still is under some pressure here a little bit. And it looks like these guys are actually just coming up to lap traffic here. So, a little bit of contact to the wall there by, I believe that's Ghost 45. I don't think it's Jay Stewart there. So you can see him just opting to get out of the way there on the high line and let Pork through. And he says, hey, I'm going to let you pull me along here while you're at it there, my friend. Thank you very much. So a little bit of contact there from the wall, mistake made by Ghost, and just allowing that faster driver to get through there nice and tidy. Obviously, he knows there's a battle developing up front there. So Nieder in 3rd place here, Corey in 4th. We have Jay Stewart chasing here in 5th place. We've got Tattooed Freak chasing, closing in on Jay Stewart here in 6th. We've got Badass starting to come up the track here, starting to close in on his teammate Tattooed Freak in 7th as well. Ricardo Pickles here in 8th with Streeter Tom in 9th. Sir Churro in 10th place here. Ghost 45 in 11th. And he's at the point now where he's starting to get lapped here at the track. So he does have to navigate all this lap traffic now as these guys start to catch up to him here. So difficult situation for some of the drivers on the racetrack sometimes. But up into 11th place there. So he has grabbed another position on the racetrack as well at some point there. But our leader is Method. We're going to jump on board with Method here as he comes around this lap. So enjoy a very short lap here around Blue Moon Infield A with our current race leader, Method Jr., ladies and gentlemen. And there we have it, a very short lap around Blue Moon Infield A with our current race leader, Method Jr. So he has 6 laps to go, including this lap, of course, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a race win for this gentleman. Corey, fastest man on the racetrack currently with a 106.044. And Hulky coming in showing that love. Much love, Hulky. Absolute legend this guy is, coming in with multiple shares. Coming in quick to show the love as I'm in bed. Going to try and sleep 3 a.m. here. Oops, I'm a naughty boy. Don't be too naughty, Mr. Hulky. Alright, Pork here in 2nd place. And he is trying to close up Method Jr. here in 1st place. So maybe a battle starting to develop here between these two drivers. Nieder in 3rd place here. He's starting to try and pick the pace up as well to catch those guys up in front, and they're not that far away. Corey right there in tow in 4th place, and he's looking very solid here with very minimal time to get ready for this race here in this new car, of course. Jay Stewart in 5th place here chasing these guys, and you can see they are getting really close here. You can see Ghost 45 is kind of in the mix of all this here. Him and Bar 27 having a little bit of a battle there as well. So battle for position between 2 cars, and then of course the lead lap traffic all coming into the mix here as well. So this is starting to get spicy. We have been seeing a lot of this week. It is just the nature of these short racetracks, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see Ghost 45 there. He's just going to stay out of the way. He's going to let Jay Stewart go by there. And these guys are going to continue on. So Jay Stewart now needs to focus on the next one in front of him there. We have Tattooed Freak here coming around in 6th place now as well. And he's going to have to deal with these back markers as well. So Badass coming around here in 7th. Much of the same from him. Pretty soon he's going to catch up to those slower guys up in front of him. Ricardo Pickles here in 8th place. We've got Streeter Tom here in 9th. We've got Sir Churro in 10th place. And Bar 27 still on the lead lap here, actually. Ghost is as well, but they are now being passed by the leaders here, so very quickly falling a lap down from the rest of the field. And Ghost 45 does have some damage on that car there, so potentially under fire here from Yanni as well as this race continues on. But the man everybody's chasing on the racetrack right now is Method Jr., ladies and gentlemen, and he now has just 3 and a little bit laps to go before he could pocket home his first win of the season here at Flat Out Racing North America. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it is sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing, and I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Thank you everybody who's coming in, always showing that returning support. So our returning viewers, we love you so much. We hope you're still enjoying all these amazing races these gentlemen have been putting on for everybody this season. And of course, to our new viewers, welcome in. I hope you guys are enjoying the awesome sim racing action we're seeing here on track, presented by Flat Out Racing North America. These drivers put a lot of work in, and you can see it paying off here as we're having some great battles on the racetrack. And if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing this out one time for us, whether you're on the Flat Out channels or the GT45 channels, it's a free thing that you can do to help us grow. And if you don't want to miss any more races like this, go ahead and just hit that follow button or that subscribe button on whichever channel it is you're watching. Turn on those live notifications and you'll never miss another moment of live racing action from Flat Out Racing North America. So Tattooed Freak here in 6th place, Badass in 7th, Ricardo here in 8th. We got Streeter Tom in 9th. We've got Sir Churro here in 10th place. Bar 27 is coming around in 11th. We've got Ghost 45 here in 12th. He's coming around right now, and Yanni's just coming around that final corner here right now as well. So a couple of these drivers just barely a lap down here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They're just not quite able to keep up with that pack here tonight. So, but still in there putting in their paces. So good job to those drivers. Pork here in 2nd, and he is getting some pressure. And Nieder's going to take a look. He's going to get that inside line coming into the hairpin here. Can he get the job done? Pork is going to absolutely squeeze him short. Make sure he doesn't get a good exit. Ooh, Nieder getting a little bit sideways there. Who's got it coming in? Pork. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the two drivers, it looked like. Battle on. Nieder's going to get the cutback. He's going to get the job done. Is he going to get it through? Side by side coming through this final corner is always risky, ladies and gentlemen. Very tough thing to do. You can see these drivers handled it very well. Nieder moves up into 2nd place. Pork dropping down to 3rd place. Corey right there licking his chops going, come on, boys, keep battling, keep battling. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Make a mistake. In 4th place here. So, ooh, boy, things are heating up here at the end of this race again, ladies and gentlemen. These pro lobbies have been absolutely intense at races end all season long, and we are seeing it here again. 3-way battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place from these drivers. Where is Jay Stewart in this battle? He may not be in this battle, so it's definitely going to be between these 4 drivers here as we're coming around the final couple laps of this racetrack, and we're going to stick with this. Method gaining a little bit of space there on Nieder, so Method's in the best spot right now. He's got a little tiny bit of breathing room. He has room for a little wiggle of that race car if need be and still not lose that position potentially. Nieder is trying to pull away from Pork a little bit here in 3rd. And Corey trying to find his way around Pork here in 3rd. It is game on here, ladies and gentlemen, right near the end of this race. We are on lap 39 of 40, so we are sticking with this front group as this is where the battle is. And Method's going to come around. He's going to take that white flag, ladies and gentlemen. So final lap coming here as these guys come around this very quick corner here right now. You can see them starting to catch up to a couple more cars up in front there. So Method's going to come around holding first place. We got KCR Neaters coming around in second. 1 to go, ladies and gentlemen. We have Pork in third, still holding Corey off, but boy, oh boy, has he got his hands full with Corey right now in behind in fourth place. Can he hold that position? Good for our first and second place drivers. This gives these two the chance to try and close up on each other and have that battle for first place while Corey and Pork are doing their thing. They're in behind. Some really fantastic stuff here for these two drivers in the position they're in right now. We were half a lap away from determining who our race winners are here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So far, it does look to be Method Jr. as we're coming around the hairpin, but Neater is giving it everything he's got to close this driver up coming into this final corner. If he can get close enough to Method here, there could be a chance of the slipstream pass coming up this final run. Let's jump on board with our second place driver here as we come around the final corner. Let's see if he can close it up. And it looks like our first place driver got a fantastic exit there. And this is going to be a race win for Method Jr. tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And congratulations to this driver. Hard fought, well done race. And Neater's going to come around very close in second there. And Pork's going to come around in third place. So Corey not quite able to close the gap and get the job done. He's going to finish just outside the podium here in fourth place. Jay Stewart's going to come around in fifth with Tattooed Freak in sixth. Got Badass coming around here right now. He's going to take that checkered flag here in P7 here tonight. So great job to all our drivers so far. Ricardo Pickles coming around right now. You can see him just coming around that final corner. Very low on fuel too, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. And he is going to make it to the start-finish line, however, though we won't have any dramatics like that. But 8th place finish here for this driver as he comes around the finish line here right now. Ooh, skips across the finish line apparently. We have Sir Churro here in 9th place, bar 27 coming around there now. He has taken 11th place already as he's come around. We have Sir Churro coming around here. He is going to take 9th place, so great run from our current championship standings leader right now, Sir Churro, as he definitely needed every point he could get here today. We have Cheater Tom, who's going to come around here in 10th place, bar 27 finishing in P11, Ghost 45 finishing in P12, and Yoni rounding out the field here in P13. So all the drivers on track finishing out this race here. So mechanics doing a good job of keeping these drivers and cars in good running condition to keep all these drivers on track for the whole race week in and week out. So congratulations to all 13 of our competitors here tonight. And fantastic job, of course, to our podium finishers, Pork, Neater, and Method. So, I guess that means podium interviews are next. Hey, chat. We like the podium interviews. They're always good stuff. So, we're going to flip you over to the podium interview screen. We're going to shut the audios off just for a minute while we set everything up for everybody. So, don't run away just quite yet, ladies and gentlemen. Give us about a minute to a minute and a half, and we will have some great podium interviews from our top 3 drivers here in the Pro Division. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we do have our drivers here, all three. Oh yeah, all three in the chat here. It took me a little minute to find the chat, but we're here, so we got them. So we're gonna start with our third place driver, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pork. Now, great drive from you this week, Pork. Coming in with, I believe it was a modified two-stop strategy, if I'm not mistaken. Talk to us a little bit about how you think your strategy might have been a little more advantageous than the rest of the field, and tell us a little bit about how your race went for you.
I ended up with a one stop. I started off on softs, and basically what I had been practicing all week is trying to find that balance on the vehicle where I could maintain tire wear and also my fuel consumption. So I knew if as long as I think I was aiming for about 20 laps on softs. So just balancing the car, running consistent 107s on the track, kind of allowed me to extend the tire wear and to get to that 20th lap. And then I knew if I had mediums on towards the end, I'd be able to push the car a little bit harder and also not really have to worry about any fuel consumption because I was running about 20, 21, 22 laps without having to really pay attention to that. So that's kind of where my head was at. And either way, I was running consistent 107s on softs and mediums for the most part. So I I know I was talking to Method during the race a little bit, and we were kind of shocked that people went into the pits, around lap 10, and kind of at that moment we were like, oh my God, these dudes are pitting right now. Like we're going to be able to push this a lot harder, and like we knew they had to go in a second time if they're going in that early. So that's kind of what we were thinking at the time. So things just kind of worked out for us, and I'm super pumped about. Finishing. I'm super pumped about finishing third. I mean, this is big for me, and I'm pretty excited.
Is
So,
your first podium here at Flat Out?
yeah, no, this is my first podium. Yeah, for sure. I just joined this. I just joined this league with Yak. I've only been doing this for about 3 or 4 months now, so I'm pretty new to the sim racing world. So, you know, just even last week I got sixth place. I was like, all right, that's what's up. My first race didn't work out for me real well because of some computer issues, but finishing third, I was kind of shocked and just real excited about it. So
Well, I mean, and you should be. I mean, the pro division is such a tight division, even through all the qualifying rounds
yeah,
before the season started.
definitely.
It was only what 6/10 of a second separation from the whole grid from top to
Yeah, so I
bottom.
think
So
I think if I remember correctly, I was like in seventh place maybe starting, and I think there was three other drivers behind me that were within. We were all running like 106.7 something, so we were all within like a couple hundredths of a second of each other. Which I was looking at the whole grid, the whole spread was so close. I was like, this is going to be an awesome race.
And I mean, like we always see in races, some drivers' early track incidents or nerves or whatever the case is does separate the field a little tiny bit. But what we did see was a lot of patient driving from all the drivers on and off the track. And I mean, there's always a big discussion, in league racing when it comes to blue flag cars. Now, obviously, in the higher divisions, we don't have the flag rules turned on for these races. So when you guys catch up to a point where there is a blue flag car, which we don't see happen too often here in the pro division, but when it does happen, how are these guys handling that for the leaders? You guys think that they're handling this the right way?
Yeah, I mean, I ran into like one blue flag situation, and it ended up working out. The driver moved over, and there was really no issue there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had
I mean,
who did I run into?
we definitely like to see. I mean, we like the feedback from the drivers. Like we love that, right? I mean, we didn't see too much of it in this race again, like I said, but there were a couple situations where some of the lead pack was catching up to some of our struggling or slower drivers here tonight. But I mean, nonetheless, at the end of the day, you had a great drive, you had great pace, you were very
Well,
patient, and
one,
that definitely helps put
one,
you on a podium.
one thing I would like to mention was that I think our second place driver, yeah, I'm trying to remember who was our second place guy. Yeah, Nieder was pushing super hard. So about lap 30, I started noticing Nieder. He was dropping a second on me every single lap. He was on racing softs. I was on mediums. He did a two stop strategy. I took a one stop strategy. So he was fresh on softs. I saw him dropping a second on each lap. We came to about lap 38, I think, mid lap 38 or 37. Might have been towards the end of lap 37. I can't really remember, but he was right on me, and it was just a point where, like, is this possible that he's going to wear off tire at this point to where I can hold him off, or is he just got so much tire left that he's just still going to be able to overtake me? And it ended up being him just being able to manage that tire wear and get around me at that point. And I just want to shout out to him for doing what he did, because whatever he was doing it right, and he was real fast on that track. So.
Absolutely, and again, a great mixture of pit strategies here we've seen in this race today. We've seen a combination of 1 and 2 stop strategies again find its way to the podium like we have in all the other divisions so far this weekend. So, really great stuff, and I mean, great drive from you. You showed some really incredible patience out there, and I mean, at the end of the day, consistency and patience, keeping the car safe, usually ends up in good results. So, P3 here for you tonight, and anyone you want to thank out there?
Yeah, Method. Him and I worked all week on this, and he's got a little bit of experience under his belt, and he kind of showed me a lot of what I should be considering, and especially when it came to just balancing the car. He gave me a lot of pointers, and has kind of been guiding me through this past track. So big shout out to Method for my teammate from Victory Pace Racing helping me out there. So I really appreciate all the pointers he gave me, and I'm just glad that he's on my team and can guide me through a lot of this. So. Thanks, Method.
Oh, there we go. So great call out from Pork. And again, thank you for taking the extra time out of an extra day to come and talk with us here and tell us about how your race went last night. We really do appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for all your work.
Hey, cheers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, great interview there with our third place driver, Pork. On screen, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may know him by a different name, or some of you may know him in real life, but fantastic drive from this driver. First podium finish here at Flat Out Racing, potentially his first podium finish ever in league racing. So huge shout out to Pork. I really hope he enjoys the moment, because it's a great feeling. Absolutely a great feeling. So, Mr. Nieder coming here in second place. KCR Nieder has shown to be very worthy of this pro division all season long. He did qualify at the top of the division during the qualifying runs. He put the spot up for line during the elite race. It didn't work out for him. He came back in as a sub, and now he's back in here running every single week, and he is right back in the fight for those amazing prizes here by his sponsors. So, huge drive from you tonight. You were the only driver to come in on the two-stop strategy and find a podium tonight. When you know you're up against a one-stop strategy, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
I think we lost him. Yeah, I don't think we got near.
So it looks like we may have lost our second place driver here, ladies and gentlemen, but if he does pop back in, we will obviously take some time to talk with him as well. We always seem to miss poor Nieder here. We'll get him one of these weeks. But we're going to go jump into our first place driver here, Method 13 Jr. on screen, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this driver had a fantastic race here tonight. He stayed very calm. He threw down some really good, consistent laps all race long. And the one-stop strategy played it perfectly and puts him right on that top step here for round 3 at Blue Moon Infield A. First of all, congratulations, my dude. How does that win feel?
It's epic. It feels great. Super stoked about it, especially after the first 2 races, which are going to wind up being drop races for me, obviously. Yeah, it's couldn't have written a better script for that. So, yeah, it feels great.
So, I mean, you had your third place finisher, Pork, your teammate there, give you a big shout out for practice. So, I mean, is this just a track that you're very comfortable with, or do you understand the car very well? Because, I mean, obviously the information you passed down to your teammate over the week of testing and tuning paid off, because both you guys managing to find podium positions here tonight. So is it just a combination of really good understanding of how this particular car runs around this particular track, or is it just due to sheer sim racing experience over the years?
It's really the getting used to and acclimated to the car. As far as with Pork, that's just getting the laps in, putting in some time during the week, and then it came to me just during the week. The more I tried to balance the car, as Pork was talking about, the more I tried to keep tire life going and fuel efficiency and finding those spots on the track what I was going to do and where and when. It just developed into a perfect one-step strategy, and Pork was with me because we work together. You know, he helps out a lot too. He helps run different strategies so we can figure out what we're going to do, obviously. And it worked out in spades this week. Like he said, when we were coming around, we're in the chat. You know, obviously, in I think it was lap 10. Can't remember 13 or a little bit later on, the last one to go in. But when the first one went in, when Nieder came in, it shocked me. Yeah, just like he said, I was like, what is he doing? Oh my God, they're running a double. And I'm thinking he's going to have to be lightning, which, by the way, he was. You know, Pork made that comment. He was running low 106s, I think, last 5 laps there, something like that. He was definitely flying. Yeah, if there was another lap, I think he might have gotten, or he would have had an opportunity. And that's another thing. I give a shout out to my teammate Pork. He did a good job, holding his position, which I think in turn actually held Nieder up a little bit and kept him off my back. So that worked out pretty good.
And I mean, in the latter part of that race, I think it was about lap 37, that was very quickly developed into a four-way battle for the lead there temporarily. I mean, what's going through your mind at that moment when you got the first win for the season in your grasp, and all you have is a mirror full of several headlights?
Yeah, you just gotta hold on, right? I think you made the comment early on about just early race jitters, and sometimes that'll separate the pack. And I've gotten better just from experience from not having that so much. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and I know that does happen. But it's the same thing as in the back end of the race there. It's it's the pressure bust pipes, and consistency is what it's all about. And I think putting the work in during the week helps a lot with that too. It's going through the motions. It's more autonomous, right? I just do it automatically. A lot of the stuff I was doing, it felt good. But it was there. I knew in the back of my head, said, here it goes. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. If you guys have watched, everybody out there that's seen the first 2 races, it wasn't pretty the first race, obviously. I was just out of sorts. But last week, to be, I think I held first for 7 laps starting off last week and wound up with a DNF because of poor stuff in the pits there. But validation and redemption, I'm happy to be where I'm at. I feel like I maybe have a chance to do a little something anyways, because this league is tight. And being up here is I'm proud to be up here. I didn't anticipate making the pros when we were doing time trials.
Absolutely. I mean, very tough division. Lots of fast guys. And like we were saying with Pork there, the qualifying run, the pro division's only separated by 0.6 of a second. We've seen in qualifying this week, the division was only separated by 0.7 of a second after qualifying. So, I mean, it just goes to show how tight this division really is. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and fans out there watching, look out if all 15 of these pro drivers get it right off those first few laps. We're going to see a pack of racing like you've never seen before. So it's just a matter of time before this pro division has all 15 of these drivers get through, and we'll see a pretty epic race-long battle, I think, here in this pro division this season yet. But tonight, you are the man on top of that podium. You're the man getting away with that checkered flag. So, I mean, congratulations to you. I mean, at the end of the day, you proved to have the better strategy, and at the end of the day, you crossed that start-finish line and took the checkered flag before any other drivers. So, a huge 25 points for you, my man, and congratulations. And, of course, anybody you want to thank or shout out to?
No, thank you very much. I appreciate it, buddy. So just all I don't have a lot of people who are in my life. So those who support me and they know who they are, I really appreciate them. They're the ones who help, obviously make this happen. Me being able to, get out here and do what we did. It was a good time. I had a friend of mine actually treat me. I've been running on a PlayStation 4 up until this week, and I was treated to a PlayStation 5 as a gift. So a little upgrade action and as a cherry on top to win the race. So.
Well, fantastic stuff, and no good deed goes undone, my man. And today your reward is a race win. So congratulations, my dude, and can't wait to see what you have for us in Barcelona.
Yep. Quick shout out to Victory Pace Racing, Flocken, and the rest of the guys, and to Pork as well. So.
Hey, cheers. At Victory Pace
Right.
Racing, ladies and gentlemen, is a fairly new sim racing team in the sim racing world here as well, but looking very strong here at Flat Out Racing North America Pro Division currently. So, congratulations to you and your team, and definitely lots to take back to the clubhouse and talk about for round four.
Thanks, buddy, and thank you for all you do.
Hey,
You're
cheers.
doing a smashing job. We love you.
Appreciate it, appreciate it. But thank you very much for the time. Again, to all the
No
drivers
problem.
taking the extra time out of their time to come and talk with us here, we do appreciate it. So, thank you very much, guys, and you're safe to talk freely as well now.
All right.
All right.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, our interview guys just speak so well. I mean, they really do show the love to the people that support them in their lives too. Again, yes, we're here racing, but these gentlemen, these racers on the racetrack, they have families, they have wives, they have kids. They might have roommates or whatever the case may be. Not everybody may have be married right now. Obviously, we have drivers from all sorts of age ranges here, right from high school students right to middle-aged men who probably want to buy a real GT3 car because a midlife crisis is coming. I mean, really, it's not just for a specific group of people. Sim racing, is for everybody, and it's not just for the men in the household either, ladies. It is also for you gals out there in the household too. The one thing we don't see enough of is you guys, the ladies out on the racetrack, showing off those absolutely phenomenal race cars and showing off what you have to offer to race. I gotta tell you, I've seen lots of female racers here in sim racing over the last year. I've gotten the privilege to meet and get to know a few of them, and these gals can drive. So, ladies, get involved. Don't be scared. Give daddy duty, the honey to do list, and go steal the rig for a couple hours. Get on track. Come join the fun. We want to see you gals on track, absolutely making these men sweat next season. So I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. If you guys want to know more about how to get involved in the Facebook, of course, in the Facebook and the Flat Out Racing North America, there is a link there for the Instagram. You can follow them there. We do have a Discord, so if you are wondering on how to get more involved with Flat Out Racing North America in a racing sense, you want to be interested in maybe coming and trying out as a sub this season, let us know in the comments below. Private message us through our pages. We have WhatsApp, Instagram, of course through the GT45 Gaming Messenger as well. You can reach me, and I mean, you may know somebody who knows us that has the ability to get a Discord invite to you quickly. Whatever it takes. If you're interested, please let us know, and we'll make sure we get you the process and the way to get involved. We love every single person to come out on the racetrack and give this a go and really go get the feel for what league racing is. It's a different kind of racing, ladies and gentlemen. It's racing that is competitive and there's something on the line, but it is so much a clean it's just clean, respectful racing. And I know a lot of drivers and a lot of racers that really enjoy sim racing get turned off from doing things like daily races or random lobbies because they don't know too many people, and you may struggle in some of those lobbies because obviously casual players and us league racers tend to see things a little bit differently. Some people are just having fun out on the racetrack, so it might not be the best experience for everybody. League racing is a great experience, ladies and gentlemen, so do get involved. Don't be shy. If you're sitting on the fence and you're wondering how to get involved, all you got to do is reach out, and we're here to help you through the whole process. And when you're finally there and you're finally ready to race and you don't think you're up to the challenge, there's always somebody, a coach, another driver, another member of the community who's willing to take a side, throw you out on the track, and absolutely sit there and work with you for hours on end if need be until you feel comfortable. If you think there's something you're interested in, ladies and gentlemen, don't just shun it away. Get involved. It's a community. It's a family. The sim racing does so much more than just plays video games, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that follow the page over the last while, you all know what I'm talking about. 'Tis the season, ladies and gentlemen, so keep that in mind as we're going to be starting to see some charity events rolling through the pages here soon as well. We love to give back to our communities. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much everybody for the likes, the shares, the comments, whether it be on Facebook or on YouTube. We absolutely appreciate every single one of you. The reason why we do this week in and week out is because of you, the viewers out there watching on your TVs, your phones, your iPads, your laptops, whatever the case may be, showing your friends and getting them involved in watching these races. It's absolutely fantastic. It's fun to watch. And I hope you enjoy the commentary because we try to keep it as right and tight and clean and tidy as we can so the whole family can enjoy. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we love all of you. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for tuning in. Our returning viewers and new viewers alike, you're all important to us. You all matter. So thank you very much. We feel that love. We feel the vibes day in and day out. You keep coming back and showing the love during these broadcasts, and we really do appreciate it. And it really keeps the fire and the motivation going for all these divisions to keep coming in week week out and putting on an absolutely blazing fast, action-packed show for you guys and gals out there, the race fans. So, presented by Flat Out Racing North America, ladies and gentlemen. Again, our proud sponsors are GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team. High Pre Graphics supplying all our overlays here at Flat Out Racing North America. Massive shout out to that man. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the awesome look that we have here today. So much love to High Pre Graphics as well. And of course, most importantly, stay winning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. We love all of you. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you all matter. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow for Pro-Am 1, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Love you all.